The British conquest of India was a gradual process that spanned nearly 2 centuries. It was not a sudden military takeover, but rather a combination of political, economic, and military strategies. Here's an overview of how the British gradually established control over India. 1. Arrival of the British East India Company, 1600s. Trade focus. Initially, the British East India Company came to India as traders, seeking spices, textiles, and other goods. The company established trading posts in various coastal cities like Surat, Madras, Chennai, Bombay, Mumbai, and Calcutta, Kolkata. Mughal Empire. At the time of their arrival, the Mughal Empire was still powerful, and the British had to negotiate for trading rights, often paying taxes and duties to local rulers. 2. Weakening of Indian states, 18th century. Decline of Mughal Empire. As the Mughal Empire weakened in the 18th century, many regional powers like the Marathas, Nawabs, and other princely states began to assert their independence. This political fragmentation made it easier for the British to gain influence. Battle of Plassey, 1757. A key turning point was the Battle of Plassey, where British forces under Robert Clive defeated the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowlah. This victory allowed the British to gain control over Bengal, one of the richest regions in India. 3. Expansion through alliances and wars, late 18th to early 19th century. Doctrine of lapse and subsidiary alliances. The British used a variety of political strategies, including the doctrine of lapse, where they annexed Indian states without a male heir, and subsidiary alliances, forcing Indian rulers to accept British troops and control their foreign policy. Anglo-Mysore and Anglo-Maratha Wars. The British fought several wars with powerful Indian states like Mysore, led by Tipu Sultan, and the Marathas. Their victories in these wars allowed them to expand their control over large parts of India. 4. Economic exploitation and administration, 19th century. Economic dominance. The British exploited India's resources for their own economic benefit. They established a system of taxation that drained wealth from India, sent raw materials like cotton and opium to Britain, and sold British-made goods in the Indian market. Establishment of British rule. In 1857, the First War of Indian Independence, also known as the Indian Rebellion or Sepoy Mutiny, broke out against British rule. Although the rebellion was suppressed, it led to the British Crown taking direct control of India from the East India Company, marking the beginning of the British Raj in 1857-1858. 5th, British Raj, 1858 to 1947, direct rule by the British Crown. After the rebellion, the British government directly administered India through the office of the Viceroy. India became the jewel in the crown of the British Empire due to its immense wealth and resources. Divide and rule. The British used a strategy of dividing different communities, especially Hindus and Muslims, to weaken potential resistance and maintain control. 6. Resistance and independence movement. Over time, various movements for independence, led by figures like Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Subhas Chandra Bose, gained momentum. The Indian independence struggle eventually succeeded, and India gained its freedom from British rule on August 15, 1947. In summary, the British conquered India through a mix of trade, political manipulation, military conquest, and exploitation of internal divisions within Indian states.